Learning Zilu Nishmas Ahuva Basak Maseches Midos Perek Aleph Mishnah Tes. Umokum Hayasham, there was a place in the base Hamoikad, which was an Amma al Amma. V'tavla shel shayish v'tabas haisa ba. There was a tile made of marble with a ring attached to it from its top, and the Rosh explains that the entire Harabayis was made out of marble stones, but most of the rest of the Harabayis was attached with cement attached to the building, secured to it. But this tile, which was an Amma, was not attached, and underneath it was a hole area, and on top of the tile was a ring, so you could pick up the tile to take the key from underneath it, as we're going to explain. And on the bottom side of the tile was a chain, like the Mishnah is going to say in a second, and on that chain was attached all the keys. So that's what the Mishnah over here says, that the Tava shel shayish v'tabas haisekuva shel shelish v'maftechas hayutluya ba. Higias mana ne'ilah, when it came time to close the doors of the Azara, higbias atavla, he picked up this tile, v'notos hamaftechas min shel shelish v'noh ha'koyim mibetnim, and the kohen locked it from the inside. Uben Levi yashan loy mibachutz, and Ben Levi slept there on the outside. Like we said in Mishnah Aleph, that one of the 21 places where the Levi was stationed was in the Lishkas HaKarbon, which was in the base Hamoiked, and there was a Kohen over there also, in the beginning of the Mishnah said. So the Kohen was on the inside, and the Levi was on the outside. Gomer Milino, when he finished locking up, he reattached the keys to the chain. That's a Tavel Mekayim, and he put the tile back in its place. Nasan Kisasayaleh, he put his clothes on top of it, Yashanloi, and that's where he went to sleep. Ira Keri Be'echamehem, if one of the Kohanim had Keri, Yoitze V'hoylech B'mesiba. This was explained in Tamid again, in Perek Aleph, Mishnah Aleph, so that he would go underneath a tunnel underground, Halilechas Tachas Habira, underneath the base of Migdash, Vaneris Dolkim Mikanakan, there were candles lit on each side, Achimagil, the base of Tefillin, came to the place where he was Toivel. Rabbi Lazar ben Yaakov, Omer b'mesiba haylechas tachas hachel yotzei v'hoylech betedi, that he would leave right after he was Toivel through the Shar Hatedi, like we spoke out in Mishnah Gimel. And the Rav over here speaks out that in this point, Rabbi Lazar ben Yaakov is arguing on what we learned over there, because over there we learned that he doesn't have to leave right away. He could wait until the morning, because even though it's full Yom, it's not allowed to be in the Azara. But for this, they were Mekel since he became Tameh inside. Zerkiveg over here is Moisef, that Midaraisa, it's full Yom, could be in the Machan Levi. It was only Midarabanan that he can't go into the Ezes Nashim. So over here, they were Mekel. But Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov is arguing and says that right away he has to leave out of the Azara through the Teddy. Perek Beis Mishnah Aleph, Har Habayis Haya Chomish Meis Amas Al Chomish Meis Amo. The Harabayis was 500 Amas by 500 Amas. The Rosh brings a remez to this by the Mishkan, which was Chamishim by Chamishim. So it was actually 100 by 50, which is 5,000 square feet. And if you do B'chamishim, the extra 50, so if you take 5,000 square feet times 50, it's 250,000 square feet, which was the square feet footage of the Harabayis, 500 by 500. So where was the Azara situated within this Harabayis, within this huge square of the 500 Amas by 500 Amas? Where was the actual Azara? So the Mishnah continues, Rubai min Hadar, most of the empty space was on the southern side, like we said before, that was Rav Tashmisha and Hiluchai, they entered in on the southern side. Sheni loy min ha-mizrach, the second to most was the Mizrach. Shlishi loy min ha-tzafon, the third to most was the north. And Miyuta min ha-marav, and the least was on the west. Makom shei roiv midasai, sham hayu roiv Tashmisha, the place where it was the most space, that's where most of the action took place. So for those that are into math, the Taisis Yantav over here has a cheshbon, and he says the Azara was 187 long, by 135 wide. So it comes out, let's do first the Roichav Azara. The 500 of the Harabayas less the 135 will leave 365 space open on the Roichav. And on the length, you would take the 500 Amas less the 187 Amas of the Azara will leave 313 Amas extra for the Harabayas, for the length. So he says if you split it in a way that the Durham had the most, and then after that had the Mizrach, and then after that was the Tzafin, and after that was the Marav, the Cheshbon comes out that the Durham had 250 Amas open space, as opposed to the Tzafin that was only 115 Amas. That makes up the 365 extra. And on the Eirach, the Mizrach had 213 Amas, which is second place to the Durham, which was 250, and the Marav had the least, which was only 100.